Hey guys, Hugh from PCHC Mulgrave here today, and I was just at lunch. The owner of the place we're having a delicious lunch said, hey, you guys look like you're from the gym. I can't bench more than 100. What do I do? I'm stuck at a plateau. And we thought that was a really good idea for a video, so we're going to talk about that a bit today. So, plateau. What we're talking about here is you've been training, and your training has led you to a number, which seems to be as far as you can go. You keep training, but the number doesn't seem to be moving up. You seem to be stuck on, and in this case, it's benching 100 kilos, which is a goal for a lot of people. Just can't bench more than 100 kilos, or can't quite get it. So, what a lot of people think about is they think it's the number, right? They think the number is this certain level of strength, this certain amount of heaviness that, oh, it takes something else of me, it's this barrier. And it feels that way, but really what it is it's about your training or general recovery habits, where the training that has led you to this point is no longer being effective to take you further. So for example, if you're someone who perhaps you bench press once per week and you come in and you do like one heavy set of bench press and then maybe one other set after that, and then you do some machines and you go home, and that's your bench pressing for the week. You can progress for quite some ways like that, maybe all the way up to 100, maybe less, maybe more. But at some point, you'll find that like one hard set of bench press, 2 sets of bench press once a week is not doing it for you anymore. And that's not because the weight's something special, it's because the training dose is no longer high enough. So, what do we change? We change the training. And let's take a look at what sorts of things you can do. So for example, you can add a second bench day. Pretty much everybody can tolerate doing 2 bench days a week, or 2 general push days a week. They don't have to be the same kind of day. They could be quite different. One could be like an overhead pressing day or something like that. Doesn't really matter, but you should be doing, if you want to progress your bench as well as possible, probably doing some kind of push more than once a week. Other things are, if you're doing that 1 or 2 hard sets, you might want to add a few sets. You might want to, bump your number of sets up in the session. And with all these things, you've got to make sure that you are recovering, you're able to perform decently session to session, you're not overly sore or anything like that. But again, for most people, that's probably not an issue once you're at that point. Other things to consider are your recovery, your diet, sleep. Are you sleeping enough? If you're working really hard, you're really stressed, you're sleeping like 5 hours, 6 hours a night, your body's not in really a good position to recover, make gains. So you want to take care of that. That'll really help. You don't think it will, but it will. Eating, also really important. If you're trying to, reach new levels on the bench press, but you're also dieting really hard, like you're trying to lose a lot of weight, get really skinny, it's going to be tough. It's not impossible to gain strength while you're dieting, but it will be more challenging. So making sure you're eating enough, making sure you're sleeping enough, that stuff goes a long way. And then maybe all you're doing is bench press. Maybe you just bench press, and perhaps you could benefit from doing some variations. Maybe you just get absolutely stuck on your chest. When it gets heavy, you just can't move it. So maybe you do some paused bench press. Practice that range down there. Maybe you can just never quite lock it out. Maybe you need to do some more things with your triceps, make your triceps stronger. And bringing all these things into your mind, these questions, what else can I do? Chances are when you're at this plateau, you have yet to sort of explore all your available training options. And you probably just need to make a few changes, a few additions, and then be patient, and you'll likely breeze past that level and go on to the next thing until you hit that next thing where you need to reassess training. But that's just training. If it was simple as coming in once per week, do 1 hard set of bench, and get stronger every week, that'd be awesome. We'd all love to do that. But it gets a little bit more complex than that the stronger you get. And of course, these are a lot of different questions about how you might alter training. And if you're a beginner, you might have a hard time deciding what in the world I change and by how much. And a coach can be really, really beneficial to get through this because they have experienced this not only themselves, everyone has had a plateau, they've also helped a lot of athletes through it. So again, if you're confused, start with a coach and they will be able to guide you through that next level. But hopefully, that is a reasonable starting point to start thinking about what you can do to maybe make your training better to get to that next level. If you have any further questions about sort of, plateaus, altering training, things like that, please let us know, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.